Hey folks, so hopefully you watched part 1 and part 2. I've got it on One Stop Guitar and I've also got it on the YouTube page. Please watch those both before you go to this next part because we're going to put everything together today. So now we're going to take our first finger and we're going to put it over the neck, okay? So what I do is I start this exercise on the 5th fret. I'll take my first finger, start on the 3rd string. So I'm covering the 3rd string, the 2nd string, and the 1st string with my first finger. I'm going to tuck this under so you can see it. I would not play this way normally, but I want you to be able to make sure you can see it on this video. So what I'll do is I'll pick the 3rd string, the 2nd string, the 1st string, the 2nd string, and the 3rd string. And then I'll take that and I'll move it down a fret. What we want is your finger to be flat and straight, and we want to make sure all those notes ring out. The reason why I have you picking them forward and backwards is because I'm trying to build endurance on your first finger. Because when you use a bar chord, the first finger is really the most important finger on that chord. So then after doing that, I'll just take my first finger and move it up a string, okay? So now we're covering 4 strings instead of 3. And I'm only going from the 5th fret to the 8th fret. I'm doing it here because the frets are smaller. I wouldn't do it up on the 1st fret because it's just too big of a stretch right now for you. Okay, and then moving it down. And then I'll move over again, so now I'm going to cover 5. And 5 is where it gets to be interesting. And here's the thing about bar chords that people have a lot of problems with. If you look at your finger, everybody's got different fingers. And you got grooves in your fingers differently. So some people have fat fingers, skinny fingers, short fingers, long fingers. So there's not one specific way to do this. It's more about getting a feel of your finger on the neck and where to put it. Okay, so this is what takes a little bit of time to get used to. Normally on this 5th string exercise is where you're going to hear a lot of that sound, okay? Adjust that finger. Use your thumb behind the neck to help you out also. So it should sound like this. Same concept all the way down to the 8th fret and then all 6 strings, which is yet again going to be pretty tough, but it's one of those things where we're building strength and endurance in that first finger, which we really need. Okay, so after you get that done, in in the part 2 of the bar chord exercises, I showed you this exercise, okay, where we took our first finger away and we just kind of strengthened and coordinated our middle, ring, and pinky. So now what we're going to do is we're going to combine everything together. So we got our middle finger, or I'll do this for you slowly. So our ring finger is going to be on the 7th fret of the 5th string. Our pinky is going to be on the 7th fret of the 4th string. And our middle finger is going to be on the 6th fret of the 3rd string, the G string. Okay, what you're going to do is make sure all 3 of those notes ring. Now the key to this is don't move your hand. Don't move those fingers. Then you're going to take your first finger and put it flat across. And there's your bar chord. So we did a little bit of work to get us there. I talked about in previous lessons, it's about a 2 to 3 week process. Most people can get it in 2 weeks, but you're building the chord. So instead of just trying to play this, which is really hard to do, we're trying to go one step at a time to build it so you get that coordination and muscle memory and molding of those fingers into the places you need it. When you do get it here, you can feel free to start moving it up the neck and see if you can get all the way up to the 1st fret, which would be an F major chord. The reason why bar chords are so important, even though they're so hard to do, is that you can move chords around using the same shape. So if I'm playing like an A major bar chord right here, and the reason why it's A is because the root note's on A, I can move it down 2 frets, and now I have a B major bar chord. So there's certain chords you can't really play without bar chording, so this is a really good way for you to kind of get your fingers straight and strong so you can play these bar chords. I hope you enjoyed this 3-part series. I go a lot more in depth on this on my video lessons. I have a 6-week course that you can purchase. I have an interactive course you can purchase. You can find these on onestopguitar.com. And follow us on the YouTube page because I'm always updating new videos. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please share it if you did.